Welcome back to the channel, folks. You saw me take that porta potty out to the front gate because the house that we're building on the property has been done for a while, but they haven't been able to get in to get that porta potty. So I went ahead and put that outside the gate. So when next time they drive by, they can come in because they don't have the combination to the gate. And today's just going to be one of those catch-up days. It's been a couple of weeks since I've been able to really get out here and mow and also do some string trimming. So that's what's in store today, just kind of day in the life of owning property. So come along, let's see what we get into. First thing we're gonna do is mow the front of the property. Now the county will mow this because this is a paved road, but they don't mow it very often and it gets overgrown. And especially the weeds, they start to look really bad. And then of course we got 900 feet of fence line here that I need to string trim. The first thing I'm gonna do is mow all this. Got the outside of the fence done, so now we're going to go inside the fence and do it because that'll make it easier for me to string trim. One thing I want to make note of is way back there, more towards the end of our property, it stays a little wet there alongside the road, and that grass gets really tall. And I got a 5-foot king cutter brush cutter on the back of this L3901 40 horsepower Kubota tractor. And when I got in that thick grass down there, it was all the tractor could handle. It actually bogged down and I had to slow way down to do it. If you're wondering how big a brush hog, a 40 horsepower tractor can pull, I'd say 5 foot if you're in really thick grass. One thing that's real nice about not having the loader on the tractor is you can get a lot closer to your fence post here because the loader bucket is wider than the front tires, and that keeps you off a good, I don't know, 6 to 8 inches away from the post. When I have that loader off, or at least the bucket, in this case the loader and the bucket, I can get up right up tight against there, and that means that there's a lot less string trimming that I have to do. Without the bucket on the tractor, I don't have any way to carry stuff like my string trimmer. So I set it on back of the brush hog here as I was coming from the shed. And I didn't get very far and that thing popped off. I didn't realize it had bounced off until I got way up here to the front. So I had to go back and get it. But I got storm clouds all around me, typical Florida. So I'm going to try and get this knocked out with the string trimmer because this hasn't been done in a long time. Now that looks really good down there on both the interior side and also the fence side. But we got 900 feet of fence. So if you're going to do front side and back side or road side and our side, that's 4 times 9, that's 3,600 feet of fence just in the front of our property alone. There's got to be a better way. And DR makes a trimmer that you push by hand But I still think that's a lot of work, and it's real uneven ground over there on the roadside. And we built this up and put a culvert, and I planted bahia grass to stop erosion, to keep it from eroding, to keep it from washing out, and to hold the bank firm until we got the fence built. I think going forward, I'm going to look at maybe spraying like a 6-inch or 1-foot swath. Just be real careful with my spray and kill everything where the fence line is. I may have to still string trim, but I won't have to fight it like I am now. Like I go about 6 feet and the trimmer head just totally gets wrapped with this bahia grass. I'm using a round line right now because I just want to get rid of it. I prefer a square line that cuts better. So it's just been a fight all the way down here, and it's going to be a fight behind the camera as well. I'm going to finish this up and then we'll move on to the next thing. Okay guys, I've been string trimming for 2.5 hours. I just got done. I did a little bit down the side fence, but I just wanted to show you what it looks like now. If you go back to the beginning of this video, you remember it's all overgrown out here on the roadside, on our side, and especially down the fence line. Let's take a look at this. It's worth it. I'm tired. 4 tanks of gas in the string trimmer. Shout out to Steel. We're not sponsored, just impressed because that FS55, 20-some years old, still going strong. Nice lightweight 2-cycle string trimmer. But here's what we got. Looking great out here. So going up to the top of the hill to our neighbors. Coming down the hill, string trimmed on both sides. Funnel, gate going into Piney Grove. And then the long side up to the top of that hill where our fence ends, and of course mowed out to the pavement. We're gonna color that one done, stick a fork in it, and go on to the next thing. I think the next thing I wanna do is grab the ATV and some ant killer. And what we're trying to do is control the ant population, because ants are detrimental to ground nesters like quail and turkey. And we really want those populations to thrive out here at Piney Grove. So I've been on patrol for ant hills. I've been treating them. But I found a bunch more since the recent rains, so I'm going to treat them and try and get these ants under control. Got my ant mound killer in a little shaker. We'll just walk along here and spread some where we see the mounds. Here's a mound right there. Spread some. Little mound right there. There's a big mound right there. Here's a classic mound right here. Spread all the way around it. Here's another one. Another one. You may think this is a losing battle, but up around the shed and the pole barn, I've been treating for a year now, and there's a lot less mounds than there used to be. I treated all the ant hills I could find. I went out in the pasture a little bit and treated a few out there. But now I'm going to head to the back food plot and check the trail cams, and then we'll get on the Kubota and get back to mowing. So we got a video out recently of me mowing this food plot, and it should be mainly clover, but it was grass. Grass is taken over here at the end of summer in Florida. But 2 weeks later, it needs mowing again or sprayed or something. This grass is going to seed, creating more grass seed for next year. It's just really hard to keep up. Camera on video mode. It says it's only got 5 videos. That's disappointing. It can take up to 84 30-second videos. Deer love this back corner of our property. We've cleaned it out so that they have good sight lines, but it's real thick in the properties around us. So they love to jump over this fence. They've actually knocked that fence down, or at least bent it over, that new wire right there, but they come across here and come into the food plot. This camera gets everything. Raccoons, possums, armadillos, deer. There's a tree frog, a brown tree frog. Got 102 photos. Because the lighting is bad back here, you don't get real good pictures. We'll take you back the long way. All right, guys, I don't know if you can see this. I'm gonna spin around and kind of point the camera up a little, but I'm completely socked in by rain clouds, and I've had a little bit of rain on me, and so I couldn't take the camera down where I was mowing earlier, but I'm gonna take it down now. This is what happens in Florida in the summer. It rains almost every day, and of course it's gonna be the day that you're trying to get stuff done. Usually around 3 or 4 o'clock, you better be heading for some high ground because these storm clouds roll in. I'm not gonna move around the camera very much because I wanna get as much mowing done as I can. That didn't last long. Getting wet. That bank is just too slippery to work on when it's raining. I don't want to slide in that pile. A lot of rain coming down, so I'm glad I quit when I did. All right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here while the getting's good. But the good news out of today, even though we did get some work done, we didn't get as much mowed as we wanted, but there's always next weekend, I guess. This was a typical day in the life of a property owner, at least of a weekend warrior property owner that doesn't live on their property and has to come out here on Saturdays and Sundays to get things done. So if you enjoyed today's video, please click that like button at the bottom. If you would, comment down below. We'd love to hear from you. But otherwise, that's all I've got. So until the next video, y'all take care out there.